So after the rather short episode 3, I must say that episode 4 was actually very good. There were a ton of surprises in this one and subtle references, which I actually liked. So if you haven't watched the episode yet, here's a friendly reminder that there are spoilers ahead. This episode was a rather action-packed one, with a lot of fighting here and there. I never expected Hu Yang to be one for combat, especially when they opened up the scene with him trying to fix the ship and the assassin droids coming in to try to overpower him. Those extra arms of him were pretty useful, and even though when he tried to shout for help, he couldn't because his voice box was kind of weak, the way that he got Ahsoka and Sabine's attention was pure genius. I just hope to see more of Hu Yang in action. I actually also do enjoy seeing the dynamic between Sabine and Ahsoka in action together. I mean, in the previous episode, we saw them work together to fight the Starfighters, but in this case, it's just them handling the droids. So between a well-trained Force user and the Mandalorians, none of those droids would ever stand in their way or even had a chance in the first place. And as for their duo with Shin Hati and Marok, I must say that Sabine has definitely improved a lot in the blade work. How Sabine tried to fight Shin off with her blasters, it didn't really work, so in the end she had to resort to lightsaber dueling, but man, she could really pull something. She was much more prepared this time around as compared to when we see her getting stabbed in the first episode. And I actually like the scene where she managed to give a quick force boost, even though it amounted to absolutely nothing in Shin. We can see that she's really getting better. And on to Ahsoka, man, she's rarely sweeping the ground with all these Inquisitors. This is the third time she has just, I don't know, like, keep her calm, stayed still, and the Inquisitors just try to wildly strike her and she just overpowers him with one stroke. Though unfortunately for Ahsoka, when she had a duel with Baylan, she's definitely met her match. I mean, Baylan is a much older Jedi, but not only is he a good duelist, he also has a kind of way to get into your head. He starts to talk about his motives, like wanting to destroy the galaxy, and how he hates Anakin and Ahsoka because of what they did. It's just an interesting perspective into the dynamic between Sith and Jedi that you don't really hear that often in Star Wars canon. He seems to be a very convincing man with a very clear moral compass, and that's how he managed to get into Sabine's head, to convince her not to destroy the star map. So for now, the villains have won this round. But interestingly enough, there are a few things I have to mention, like a recreation of the Haldo maneuver from episode 8, where you try to pierce a fleet of starships using hyperspace. I'm not really here to talk about whether or not it conforms to the law, but it's just something that I'm reminded of. And as usual, typical Star Wars fashion, some character will always say that I have a bad feelings about this, and this time round it's Jason Sindula, who is definitely force sensitive at this point in time. He's just not trained yet, but I hope to see him wield a lightsaber sometime down the road. Hopefully Kylo Ren doesn't kill him, but that's for another time. We'll just have to wait for 10 more years for that to happen, so just let the kid have his fun. Then, okay, of course we get to the juice itself, the elephant in the room, which is Anakin's appearance. Hello, Snips. Just 2 words and the entire fandom will cry out loud. Ahsoka, after many years of being alone, finally has her joy, or like have memories as a child brought to her back just by this scene alone.
But what is this exactly? The world between worlds? Or an afterlife? Or something else altogether? We'll just have to find out for the next episode. But for now, guys, that's my review for episode 4. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.